and welcome to the milestone episode 21 of Royal Oak Comics Party.
I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you.
Are you drunk? It's 21, episode 21. I was drunk on episode 19 because I went to Canada.
Oh yeah, 19 was the Canadian episode.
This is something that only people who live like directly on the border with Canada know about.
What the hell are they talking about? This nonsense?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know though. I think 21 drinking age is a good thing, because in Canada, when I lived in Canada, everyone was just a wasted child on the street. It was
immediately
horrible.
When they, yeah.
The only
it
thing
doesn't seem like a good idea. It should be like 30.
I don't know. Now that
25.
I'm off the sauce, it's like no one should drink
Ever.
Because all it does is annoy the crap out of me.
Are you going to like those meetings with the women who wear pants and stuff, and they lips that touch liquor shall never touch mine?
No.
Do they still have that type of meeting? Is anyone still?
What is that?
Is anyone still cranking for full abolition, or not abolition? What is it called? What is it called when there's no liquor? Prohibition.
Prohibition. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know.
You're not going to those meetings?
I am annoyed thoroughly by anyone who's loaded. And when we went to that show the other night at Painted Lady, it was like
everyone was loaded.
The thing that I felt the most deeply was, if I was loaded, it was the perfect scene for me to have a lovely time. I love going to the Painted Lady if I'm trashed. I love mingling with awful punk rockers and awful hipsters if I'm trashed.
Yeah.
I would have ruffled everybody's hair. I would have noogied every perfectly coiffed hipster. I would have spilled everyone's drinks off the bar.
Were you getting noogied then? You became the
No,
victim?
I should have been noogied for being so sober at such a stupid punk rock show.
What was the show? Who was playing?
It was the Tens.
Okay. I don't know them.
We only were there for like a split second to see them, and then we left. But they're just young kids. I wish I could remember the dude's name. But the singer of the Tens is the reason you go see the Tens. He's just got this youthful energy and excitement and humor and this free-flowing. He's like freestyling shtick the entire time. They could almost not have songs. Or like the band could like play the songs. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But like the band could just play all the instrumentals and he could just do shtick, and I think that would almost be just as good.
That's cool. So, are you recovered from your Uber drive over here?
Yeah, I think I want to think on it more, because I feel like, I don't know, every Uber thing today was wrong and weird and bad.
You pulled up in like a super cool car.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, like a Ford Fusion or something like that. But
yeah.
The first I called the Uber was going to be to the studio on time, and then the guy calls me like, I'm not going to be able to make it because I'm getting a ticket. And I was like, well, when a ticket doesn't take long. You can just come when you're done. I could be a little late. And he was like, yeah, I don't think so.
It was his one phone call.
Yeah, it was one phone call out of jail. But then my replacement Uber driver was like super racist, and like the corporations installed Obama as the president to disrupt race relations, and that's why there's Baltimore riots, and the corporations are destroying the world for some...
He opened with that?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So you had a good like 15 minutes of that?
Oh, yeah.
That's nice.
He kind of laid off once I kind of like was groaning more to what he was saying, but... I don't know. Like, he had dug into, like, the blacks. But before we were off my street.
Oh, my God. Before you were off your street. So it only got better from there.
But that's the only complaint I have about any Uber. I'm a big proponent of just going everywhere in an Uber now.
That's cool. Is it expensive? I'm not trying to do an Uber commercial, but...
No, I don't want to do an Uber commercial either, but... It's more expensive than taking the bus, but not as expensive as taking a taxi.
Okay.
But you drive in a luxury, brand new car, and you meet up scary, weird people all the time. I haven't once yet been raped by an Uber driver. Which is nice.
It was twice.
No, it was twice.
Well, I've got I'm going to be receiving some cool bottling equipment. My father told me that he's going to quit making beer so that he can drink more.
Okay.
And he's got all this cool equipment, but I'm going to try to do this thing that I've been liking to drink, which is like the cold brewed bottled coffee, like black cold brewed bottled coffee. And apparently, if you do it right and you do it so that there is no botulism, you can keep it for like 4 months in the refrigerator.
Okay.
So I'm going to try it. I'm going to try making a small batch first. And I think you're supposed to grind it not into powder so that you don't create like the grit apocalypse and just you're drinking sand. But I'm going to try it with this Cuban coffee that I have, which is super dark and angry roast, which is not what you're supposed to use for cold brew coffee. I think you're supposed to use like middle of the road, kind of not super light, not super dark stuff. But I want to do like the chicory.
Okay.
What is that? Like New Orleans style or something like that?
I'm not sure. I'm anti flavor in coffee.
I like that nasty chicory flavor. It's tasty.
But so your first experiment with this is going to be going into production on a line of bottled coffees?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I don't want to do it just for home use. I want to go crazy and screen print on the bottles with the little screen and stuff like that. You know, put the you can get this little white enamel stuff that you can put on there, and then if you bake it for a little bit, you can fix it on there forever, and it'll survive like another round of sanitizing and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Are you going to get distribution into places and have a barcode and
probably not.
No,
not yet.
You got to go to the party store that you like and just see if you could put a little display, or make a little display that's just like 4 bottles.
Oh yeah.
But they're $15 a piece.
That's a good idea.
Or even do the thing
$50
where you give them the bottles and say, you can sell these
for
and
whatever.
Keep all the money, but they have to be $50 a piece.
Well, it's almost at that point you're basically drop lifting food, which is a good idea. We should invent like a new vegetable, start putting it in the grocery store. Dandelion feet.
Yes, that sounds all right.
Yeah. So we're continuing production on the book, on the Truth Art book, but of course have run into a problem of horrible Kinkos printing things out, taking all the millions of pages and standing next to the printer while they spew onto the floor, and then collecting them all and wrinkling them up and then giving them to us as proofs. And then
you didn't pay for those, did you?
I was in a hurry. Otherwise, if I had like an hour to stand around at the Kinkos, I would have been like, like no. You're loading this 600 megabyte PNG series of files into your computer for another half hour, and you're gonna print this dang thing over again. I've overloaded the Kinkos machine like twice in a week because I had the giant entire like PDF file of all PNG images, and then like we printed this banner for CMN the other day we tried to, but it crashed the computer. It crashed both of the computers in the Kinkos from how huge it was. And then when they finally loaded it up, it was like half of it was upside down.
Nice. Very good.
So they hate us there.
I don't think there's any excuse to go to Kinkos.
No, but where, I don't know where else you're supposed to go and get just like I need a proof copy. Like the halftone stuff for the Truth Art book didn't work. Like it printed out, but it's the dot pitch or whatever the heck it is off. So there's an aliasing of, it looks like diagonal rows are compressed in it. So it's like this weird 3D magic eye thing that's totally unintentional.
You got to show me. Do you have an example of that? I still haven't seen this.
It's at my house. Okay. I'll have to bring it in so you can cry.
Yeah. Maybe I better not see it. I'll just cry even more. We couldn't get like a super high-res printer to print it?
No.
It'd cost more money. It'd be unreasonable.
Yeah, I don't know. We need the horrible old Japanese technology, like the giant risograph printer, or whatever, however you say it. The one that rolls the ink onto it 1,000 times. But, I mean, it's the cost of shipping a car to get it to your house. And then if it breaks, you need to hire someone who's over 80 years old to fix it, I think.
I don't know. I don't want any of those ambitious printing methods.
No.
I just want a giant... I want one of those, like, just the printing system that is just as wide as a room. That's like the best copy machine.
It's the long one.
Yeah, the
looks
real
like a van.
long one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the size of a minivan, or maybe even longer. Because, I mean, I know when I worked at the one place, we smashed one apart with sledgehammers. Like, I could have had it.
It was working? You murdered it.
It would have worked if I would have quit that job to just work on repairing this machine. And then I would have it, and then we would be living in luxury as we ran our...
printing empire?
Our printing empire. Yes.
Oh. We'd have all the rich comic people's money from Detroit.
We're the only ones.
I think so. I don't know any other ones. What else are you working on right now?
We're going on like 2 or 3 weeks of like, I did nothing for comics, but finally, after some scheduling conflicts, last night, Chris 4FR, one of the most... He's in the first punk rock band in Detroit, but also his solo project is called 4FR, and it's just this beautiful improvised synthesizer music. But he and I did a recording of a collaboration improvisation thing.
Cool.
We were both playing synthesizer, and in the moment, it was almost like, this is really long and kind of boring. And I was like, just kind of dissociated from it. But going back through the recordings, it's just beautiful. Like, some of the moments just shimmer so excellently, and like little things are like rising in intensity, and it's so multi-layered where everything's just kind of coming and going.
Cool. Are you going to chop it up or just release it as the entire night?
Well, I did there's a bunch of room microphones going, and then a bunch of straight line in recordings, so I have a lot of things to work with. So I'm just going to mix it all and release it as like a cassette. So I'll try and find a moment where it can be like flip from side A to side B.
Yeah. You're just going to have the voice come on. Please turn
At
the
the
tape
sound
over.
of the tone. Please. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm excited for that.
That's cool.
So it's going to be something. And I'm hoping that on May 30th, which is Ultra Mega Awesome Extreme, where I'm premiering a whole separate new piece of music, May 30th will also be the release of this 4FR cassette. So 2 things coming out then.
May 30th. I think May 29th, I'm going to go to Bay City, I think, with Odd Hours. And they're going to, excuse me, they're gonna play after some big, like, marathon or something like that, and they're headlining up there. We're gonna go up there with Rogue Satellites and chill out. And we try to find a hotel, and like when you look at the hotels up there, they're all like, it's like 4 stars, and then you look at the Google Maps, and it's like a decimated wasteland. There's nothing there. There's no hotel there. So we found one that I think exists, but it like. The name on the Google Maps is different from the name on its website is different from the name that the guy says when you call it.
Oh,
so
gosh.
It probably is not real, or it's some kind of like ultra shady experience. I don't know. I'm staying in a hotel though.
That makes me suspicious. I'd call back and say like, well, but isn't this, and then say one of the other names.
And see if they say yes.
See if they say yes, yeah. Or see if they tell you a totally believable story like, well, when my brother owned it, it was called Shady Acres, but now that I took control of it and he doesn't own it anymore, now it's called the Woodsy Lovey Zone. I don't know.
Sunny Miles, Square Miles.
Sunny Square Miles.
Well, I did the safe move of like I wasn't sure if it was real or not, so I just gave them all my credit card information.
Right.
I'm hoping I don't pee my pants while I'm sleeping there. I had a dream the other day where, like, in the dream, I didn't know I was dreaming, so I thought I was, like, really somewhere. And I went to the bathroom, and then I started peeing, and it was going straight, but then, like, straight up. And then, like, but in my body, I could feel it going like this. Like this way, like across my stomach. So I was like, I'm dreaming. I willed myself to like explode into the real world again, and I ripped off my pants. And I was peeing everywhere. But I woke up like right then. It didn't like go on into like another part of the dream. I just woke up like Oh my God. It was a great accomplishment for me. And then the other day, well, what? Today's Tuesday. Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Which
we
obviously celebrate.
It's the 21st episode.
We should have had like
Cinco de
mezcal
Mayo.
and...
We should have the big drink that's made from the corn thing. What's the one?
Corn thing.
I don't know, it's not corn. The agave drink.
Oh, yeah.
comes
Get the
in this
big
bottle.
cartoon one from that they have on display at the restaurant of like 1800. It's like huge. But on Sunday, we shot, Gold House shot another music video for Toon Day.
Saw some Instagrams of it.
Dude, it looks so good. It's all black and white. We did it at this cool like pavilion place in Flint at this place called Kearsley Park, and we had like a reservation for the space. But of course, it's a park. Like people just go there and they do things, you know, like you want to go have a barbecue, you don't like write a letter to the mayor and like say you're going to be there. So like when we pulled up with all our stuff, it's like, well, there's a biker picnic going on where they brought their own grill on a trailer and set it up right like in the thing. So which one of us gets to go up and go, oh, excuse me, like we actually have a piece of paper that says we're supposed to be using this space, like for like 6 or 7 people, and they have like 50 people like all over the place with all their like bikes all over them. They're making like meat on the grill and stuff. All the kids are like running around in the pavilion thing. We were like, oh my God. So of course we all did the like super like wimp to the max move of wait till the poor park ranger girl gets there and say, yeah, if you could go talk to these guys, that would be great. And she was like going over there like saying basically what I just like, actually like we actually need to use this space and they reserved the space. So like the whole rest of the thing was like them clearing out the one part. Then they thought, oh, we'll still grill like right next to it and blow smoke into it and like who cares? And then we send her back like, actually like you need to actually take all of this stuff and just completely leave the park.
Oh
so
man.
It's like we have the whole time. And the one I remember like when we first got there, the one guy was like yelling at some other guy in the picnic like, I don't have to do that. I got a gun. like, oh my God, what is happening right now? So the first like hour or two of it was we were like, all right, like they can finish up and we'll set up inside of the space. And like we're setting up lights and running the cables around and blowing all the fuses and stuff. And like there's just this whole group of people off to the side just like scowling like, you assholes. But it went super good. A light is coming in like through the side of the pavilion, and
was that
like
the Steadicam day?
Yes, all glide cam little cool, nice little glide cams with the GH3s on them. We did like 2 at a time every time, and we're just running in circles around everybody. It was really cool. Everybody, like, the choreography was really awesome. They did a sweet job. He's got a new dancer that I haven't seen before who's, like, really good. Both
So
of them are
does he
really
have
good.
3 now, or did one step down?
He might have some, like, he might rotate. I'm not totally sure, but the 2 who are there are really, really good. It was a fun day. But I did, again, with the crotch, I did, like, at one point, you know, like if you watch anything where they're doing, like, real Steadicam stuff, there's the guy wearing the vest and the thing, and then there's another guy holding onto his belt.
Yeah.
And, like, steering him around so he doesn't, because you're walking backwards a lot of times, so you're not, like, banging into stuff.
Right.
But we didn't have enough people, so, like, there's this one part where I'm at the top of these stairs, getting Tunde, like, coming up the stairs, and then I whip around just as confidently as you could be that there is nothing in your area, like, full speed, and just, like, boom, like, right in the crotch with this, like, big steel pole that was, like, 3 inches away from me. So I have, like, you know that little fat part, like, right here, like, right under your stomach? There's, like, this humongous, it's just, like, black. It's just completely bruised out.
Sorry to hear that.
It's okay.
Though that is funny, and I'm glad to have that funny story in my memories now. But I'm also glad you didn't get murdered by bikers.
Yeah,
That's
me too.
delightful.
Me too. So it was basically like the best thing you could possibly do to bikers, which is like you show up, you set up a giant speaker, and then start playing like hip hop pop music. They were super into it.
But you didn't suddenly have like hours of like Steadicam Harley footage, or like, oh well, now there's bikers, like bikers in doing b-boy pose all around. I could see that being good shots.
That actually might have been awesome.
Because real bikers, nobody's as gristly as real bikers.
Real biker, yeah. These were like real bike. It's like their whole family there. It was like straight up the whole extended crew.
But there's also there's like sweatpants on the Honda Goldwing type of family bikers, and then there's like leather vests with this beard.
It was like a mixture. I think,
Yeah.
it was like a little bit of both. Because like I think there's some of the bikers who they graduate to like Honda Goldwing level or whatever, and then they're more sweatpantsy, but they might still keep the beard.
Okay.
They kind of like mix and match the various biker styles to create your own look. They were pretty cool for the most part, though. There were just a couple of them who were bullying our park security guard.
Right.
Then she called the cops on him.
Really?
Yes.
Oh boy. Awesome.
We were definitely the oppressors this weekend.
Well, it's good. When you're doing a production like that, you can't.
Nah, you
have
can't
to-
waver.
Nothing can stand in your way when you're doing that.
No, you gotta be like, you gotta be Herzog and Jodorowsky, land the helicopter in the middle of town square with no permit type of stuff all the time.
And that's one of the few situations where I will go total confidence mode, because usually it'll be like, I will not want to talk to anybody, even those 2 people in the lobby earlier. I didn't even say hi to them, because it was like, but if it's time to shoot, then it's like, there will be nothing in my way.
Move.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
One day we should land the helicopter in Times Square.
Okay, I'm down. Yeah, I have to watch that, because like that is the way you do want to be when it's your own production, and you kind of like, you're not gonna see the people again, but if you're on like TV production or something, like sometimes I'll kick into that mode, like time to destroy everyone who tells me I can't park here, but it's like, you can't, kind of, you have to come back here again.
A little more politics.
A little more politicking, which is okay.
Well, is there even anything else?
Is there even anything?
There's nothing else. I don't know.
There's nothing else?
The We just got a 2-minute related hand signal. I can't have a 2-minute story.
You don't? Okay.
I don't.
All right.
I refuse. I have a booger that was on my shoe, apparently.
Do you have a booger? How are your boogers? Are your boogers like really hard, or are they medium? Or how?
They've been getting harder, which I kind of like, because then they just fall out when it's their time. But the thing that concerns me is that they're going deeper into my head.
They're going
See,
into my head.
That's a symptom.
Your boogers are going into my head.
I have booger clogs, so all my spit flies out when I talk. Because there's no like vent out the top.
So yours are getting drier and going further back into
Drier
your
and
nose.
higher.
Natasha has very hard ones. I have the runniest nose of anyone.
Could
it's
be
like a dog.
allergies.
It's like, but it's like in the middle of winter. It's like all year round. It's exactly the same. It's just liquid, just pooling around my nostrils and going into a glistening mustache.
Yes. You gotta start like using it.
Start using it
and getting your stuff
twisting,
turned up. Yeah.
Time to turn up.
Turn up on the edges.
Turn up. I have a celery root in my fridge that I'm never gonna use. I was gonna make a salad out of it because you can make a cool salad. Like I think it's a Thai salad that's like celery root and green apples sliced into like little teeny sticks. That's
Sounds
really good with like a little vinaigrette dressing. Cool story, bro.
I wouldn't eat that. If you made that for me, I would eat that.
All right. Well, let's go eat celery root then.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you
Thanks
for joining
us
us
on
Royal Oak
Comics
Party.
Goodbye.